Sigler with the steal. Ahead to Wanta.
Lauren Fetch in the game now for the Cardinals.
Sigler with the foul.
And a nice offensive rebound. Another offensive rebound by Brittany Burkhauser. And the Cardinals with a foul.
Good effort on the offensive glass there by Assumption. You just mentioned offensive rebounding, how that might play a big role in this game. Good sign for Assumption there to get 3 consecutive offensive rebounds on that series.
If you're Coach Joe Burkhauser, I would imagine you would like not to have so many
opportunities,
offensive rebounds when it comes to them coming off of layups, but Brittany Burkhauser makes the first basket, or makes the first free throw of 2. And a 7-3 lead now. Royals ahead of the Cardinals, 2:08 remaining in the first quarter. And the Royals force another turnover, although I would say that was more of, it would be more on the Cardinals, and thought she was going to zig when she zagged. So.
Yep, a little miscommunication on the pass there.
Did we say that Lauren Fetch has checked into the ball game? Nice looking freshman for the Cardinals.
I know we were impressed with her when we saw her down live stream that game at Assumption.
There's a turnover now, forced by the Cardinals. See if the Cardinals see this mismatch with Skiba out on Connolly. There, they found it.
Shooter's touch there.
And Abby Connolly's first basket of the game. 7-5 now in favor of the Royals.
Nice pass inside to Sigler. Skibber with a beautiful pass.
It's always those post players that know when the seal is there, because they know what it's like to be down there and not get the ball.
Assumption has had some really good positioning inside as Tubbs.
Maddie Tubbs with her first basket of the game for the Cardinals. Great little scoring at the beginning of this quarter, and we've had an offensive outburst in the last minute and a half. Offensive rebound for the Royals. Tina Grunhofer able to come down with it.
Assumption now with a 11-7 lead, about 12 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And there's your first quarter.
There it is. An exciting first quarter, although, a lot of big games start out that way, where it takes a little while for, even though these teams know each other pretty well, feel out, let the jitters settle down, and remember what it is that we're here to do and just play basketball. And yeah, we had, mentioned at some point through that first quarter that offensive rebounds were going to be a factor, but Royals coming up with 4 of them in the last half of the first quarter there.
Yeah, I think Assumption has done a really nice job of, like you said, you'd like to hit those layups and you'd like to make it, if you don't hit the first one, you'd like to hit the second one, but the fact that they're sticking with it and going to the boards on the offensive glasses has been a big part of this game so far for them. I get the sense that, when we were at the marathon game, it really felt like Assumption was really pressing, and that, there is almost kind of tentative and a little bit of hesitation on their part, and when things didn't go their way, it was obvious in their body language. The sense I'm getting tonight is that they're playing a little bit more loosely. I think they're running their offense really well when they're able to manage the press. So I guess those are good signs maybe for Assumption so far in this game. And I mean, considering the atmosphere and the fact that it is the Newman Cardinals and that the conference title sort of is on the line here a little bit, I think there's some good signs for Assumption fans early on.
We'd like to thank the Coosa Port Edward State Bank, celebrating 100 years in business and a proud sponsor of Assumption Sports on CentralWisconsinSports.net, as we are live in Wausau, and we are streaming girls basketball. Just trying to see what's going on at the officials' table here. Oh, I believe they were checking to see if the possession actually was in favor of the Cardinals. They had lined up that it was the Royals' ball, but get that squared away. As we start the second quarter of action here at Newman Catholic High School in Wausau. Jump ball forced by the Royals defense. Nice play by Jane Newman. Actually, good rotation by the Royals there, and recognizing to get to the open player, forcing that turnover.
Yeah, it looked like Newman had the defense on the ropes there a little bit with assumption out of position, but they were able to recover and came away with the ball. Nice pass inside again by Mary Sigler to Jane Newman, who gets fouled.
Wow, what a nice old classic pick and roll that was. And
that's about the third pass that we've seen like that, where the players are cutting towards the basket, and excellent passes to get them inside.
Yeah, if you actually were at the game or saw the game live here on CentralWisconsinSports.net, or maybe watched the rebroadcast, that's one of the things that the Royals did successfully against the Cardinals in that first game, was that over-the-top pass. It's just something. Of course, there's a clear height advantage that the Royals have, and they seem to take advantage of it. And that over-the-top pass, we just saw it right there. But again, great recognition by both players. We just got, we got a two-man game over on the right side. Jane Newman recognizes the opportunity, sets the pick. Mary sees it, uses it, and Jane rolls to the basket just like you're supposed to. Not able to convert, but Jane Newman at the line here now with a couple of free throws.
That's kind of the one they teach you when you're in third grade and just fundamental basketball.
Well, they start teaching you in third grade. You get it when you're about seniors in high school. Right. Is about what it amounts to. And Coach Tom Weinkoff, saw what happened there, took a 30-second timeout, and going to make an adjustment, hoping not to give up any more of those to the Royals. Jane Newman makes her first free throw. And Newman with the second. Jane Newman with a second free throw for the Royals, making the score 13-7 with 7:22 remaining in the first half.
Looks like Sigler might have picked up that foul.
Yeah, and that's Mary's second foul. And we're going to have to watch, the Royals for fouls. If you remember, you were at the Marathon game, Brian, and it's when the Royals' trouble started, actually, is when Mary picked up her third foul in the first half and had to sit. I believe there's about half of the second quarter remaining to go, and it's like the Royals never got their rhythm and tempo back after that.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference from a leadership standpoint when Mary's out there handling the ball and kind of the floor general and running the offense. As McCarty makes the second free throw. Score is now 13-9. We got 7 minutes and 7 seconds left in the second quarter here. Assumption up by 4.
Again, the Royals had that seal there and tried the over-the-top pass, but ended up being a turnover. Now Gina Grunhover back in the game for the Royals. It's the Royals now with some pretty good pressure, forcing the Cardinals into another turnover.
Newman has a lot of quickness with their guards, and if those guards get a little bit of steam going up the court, they can maybe break that press just by themselves. But in that instance, it was number 10's
Jenny Wanta.
Fetch.
Fetch for the Cardinals.
Yep. Ended up turning it over.
Brittany Burkhauser drives the lane, not able to get that shot to go down, and rebounded by the Cardinals.
Good save by McCarty there. And there she is on the other end. Gets the basket and the foul. Nice sequence there by McCarty.
Yeah, she's playing real well right now. She's got converts that three-point basket. Tina Grunhofer picks up her second foul, so she heads to the bench.
13-12 now, Assumption leading, 6:11 to go in the second quarter. We'll see how the Royals can handle this pressure with Mary Sigler out of the game.
And McCarty, the leading scorer for the Cardinals, with half of their points, 6 of their 12. Sadie Zerflu is checked back into the game for the Royals.
Wanta with the drive. Ooh, nice shot by Wanta.
Nice defense by Brittany Burkhauser. Coming all the way around her player and ended up with a Royal steal.
Newman spots up.
Jane Newman with a jumper from the free throw line.
I think she called that one off the glass before. Yeah.
Nonetheless, it gives the Royals a 5-point lead, 17-12. Just under 5 minutes remaining now in the first half. Live girls basketball on CentralWisconsinSports.net. As the Newman Cardinals host the Assumption Royals.
Oh my goodness!
Aggressive drive to the basket by Fetch.
Fetch is an amazing athlete. A lot of strength to get that shot up and to get it to go in.
And that's Jenny Wanta's first foul of the game.
And Fetch misses the free throw, and it's Assumption's ball.
Yeah, I believe the official called a foul on Maddie Tubbs there. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, and that puts the Royals into the bonus. Sadie Zerflu is going to head to the line for the 1-and-1.
Scores now Assumption 17 and Newman 14. 4:43 to go in the first half. Right here on CentralWisconsinSports.net. Sadie Zerflu good on her first attempt. And good on her second. 19-14 now. 4:42 to go. Second quarter.
Sadie Zerflu called for the foul on the drive to the basket by Chloe Chapman. That's the 6th team foul on the Royals in the half, so next one for the bonus for the Cardinals. They inbound the ball underneath their basket. Good defense by the Royals ends up being a basket for the Cardinals as Chloe Chapman was in the right place at the right time. Brings the Cardinals within 3 now, 16-19. 3:51 in the first half. Royals able to break the pressure by the Cardinals. Now a turnover. Abby Connolly with a breakaway layup. And brings the Cardinals to within 1. Now a long pass down court to Jenny Wanta, who ends up having to step on the end line. So turnover by the Royals. Give the Cardinals a possession.
A couple of hard luck plays for the Royals here where good defense on one end resulted in a basket by Newman, and then Wanta was in the clearing there but just couldn't pull up with the ball before she stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, couldn't get her foot to stick really. Her momentum carried her out. Yep.
The Newman fans are on their feet now. Chapman with the basket to give Newman a 1-point lead.
Yeah, 20-19 now. Their first lead of the game.
An Assumption without Grundhofer or Sigler in the game for quite a while now.
Yeah, both of them with 2 fouls.
Nice shot by Sadie.
Jumper from the free throw line. Gives the lead back to the Royals.
We've seen a lot of hustle plays and offensive rebounding and jump ball situations that Sadie Zerflu causes, but that was a great jump shot there too. Oh, Skibble with a nice block on that play.
Nice pass inside. Sadie's just not able to come down with it. Ends up being a turnover, and come the Cardinals. Chloe Chapman with her 6th point of the first half. Put the Cardinals back in the lead, 22-21. 1:40 remaining now in the first half.
Macy Zerflu off on that shot. Skibble with the rebound. And Assumption can't convert on that series. Newman with a 1-point lead, looking to extend it.
Anna McCarty, that basket. 24-21 now.
.52 seconds to go here. Newman with a 3-point lead over Assumption.
Another turnover by the Royals. 45 seconds remaining in the first half. Jane Newman checks into the game. Here, Royals come out of their full court pressure. Going to work in the half-court defense. The remaining part of this first half. 30 seconds remaining now. Royals volleyball the couple of shots of the Cardinals round. Finally come down with it.
13 seconds left to go, although the crowd would like you to believe that there's less than that. And Skibba inside.
They stride down the lane. 5 seconds remaining. Brings the Royals within 1.
And shots no good by Fetch.
Wow, it shot almost going in for Fetch from the left wing. And, you know, we talk about momentum so many times here, it seems like, in our broadcast. A lot of things happen at the end of quarters, especially between these two teams. So 24-23 now. Our halftime score.
Yeah, and after what started out as kind of a lumbering affair with a very low-scoring first quarter, the first half of the first quarter, I should say, both teams have picked it up offensively, and I think Newman really took advantage of the early fouls by Sigler and Grundhofer, both of whom were out for much of the second quarter with 2 fouls each. And that's been kind of a common theme, I think, for Assumption in the games that we've covered so far anyways, that when those two, leaders of this team run into early foul trouble, it sometimes can allow the opposing teams to get into the game a little bit. But, I mean, give credit to Newman for particularly McCarty and...
Well, Chloe Chapman has 6 points. And Anna McCarty has 8 to lead the Cardinals, but 4 for 4 from the free throw line and 2 field goals.
So, what are your thoughts on the first half?
Well, that it went rather quickly, but seemed like a couple of turnovers there at the end of the first half. The Royals were in control of that half for the most part, but, then a couple of turnovers, which is what, the Newman Cardinals are famous for, forcing you into doing that sort of thing. And, a couple of nice baskets, a couple of and ones and conversions, and Newman's 4 for 5 from the free throw line, so they certainly helped themselves there.
And some of those early passes, like we were talking about, kind of give and go passes, pick and roll passes to the basket for Assumption that were working earlier in the game, they've struggled to convert those passes in the latter half of the first half here. So
they did have some success to it, and I think they almost looked to it too much.
Yep.
Then, a couple of turnovers, maybe a couple of quick passes that ended up being over the top and not catchable balls.
So we'll step away here for a minute and let you enjoy the halftime half-court shooting competition here at Wausau Newman. Oh, happy Valentine's Day to everybody, too, from all of us here at CentralWisconsinSports.net. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with you.
And we've got about a minute remaining in halftime here on CentralWisconsinSports.net. Live girls basketball. The Newman Catholic Cardinals hosting the Royals from Assumption in Marawood South action, a game that will have big implications on likely who the conference champion is this season, as the Royals sit atop the conference with a 10-1 record. But Newman just a game behind, 9-2, and one of those losses coming to the Royals. So the Cardinals have a chance of being either champion or co-champion of the Marawood South. They certainly need to come away with a victory here tonight, and they lead the Royals at halftime 24-23. I think the big story of the quarter is probably fouls for the Royals. Royals were cruising along, had a 5-point lead. Mary Sigler picked up her second foul. Gina Grunhofer picked up her second foul, and we've seen throughout the season that when you have 2 fouls, Coach Burkhauser sits you down for the rest of the first half for the most part. And when that happened, the Cardinals scored 17 points to the Royals 12 in that second quarter. Of course, the score at the end of the first quarter was 11-7. Mary Sigler, leading scorer for the Royals, with 6 points, and Chloe Chapman has 6 points for the Cardinals. Anna McCarty with 8 points.
Yeah, Chapman and McCarty had played really well in the first half for Newman, so it'll be interesting to see what the Royals do to try to neutralize that here in the second half. Of course, they have Grundhofer and Sigler on the floor now. After one of the more entertaining halftimes, I think that we've seen probably this season with
just half-court shots,
just one after the other. So that's always exciting.
All right, Cardinals turn the ball over there, and Royals look to inbound against the full-court pressure from the Cardinals, having difficulty doing it that time. Again, the long pass to Jenny Wanta, nowhere near the end line this time. We saw a turnover on that play in the first half. Now the Royals in their half-court offense. So they run what they call Michigan. Looking for a seal down on the post and a pass from up top. Or a jump shot for one of their shooters. Coach Burkhauser seeing the mismatch with Connolly on Grunhofer. Ooh, she cuts inside and not able to get the basket to go down. Rebound down to the Cardinals. That's something to watch. And the Royals have struggled this year. They've had, good looks to start the second half, not able to convert them, and it seems like they have a difficult time the rest of the half regaining that momentum and composure.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a good job of Assumption running their offense and looking for a good shot. They got the good shot, but just couldn't get it to fall.
Wow, what a great defensive play by Macy Zerfu there. Actually blocking Eddie Connolly's shot and coming down with it, and Royals have the ball on their end now.
Back into Grunhofer, missed the second layup. 2 good shots for Assumption to start the half, but couldn't convert on either one of them. See if Newman can take advantage.
It's clear that the Royals talked about halftime about getting the ball to Gina in the post. They feel that that's a real advantage there. There's a travel call now against the Cardinals, and we'll see if they go to Grunhofer a third consecutive time, if they're able to break this full court pressure by the Cardinals. Ball inbounded to Mary Sigler.
That's one way to break a press.
She does successfully break it. Well, the Cardinals looking for Mary Sigler to pass off, and she just takes the ball to the basket and gives the Royals a 1-point lead now, 25-24. First basket of the second half.
You could see Mary's eyes getting big when she got to the three-point line there, and you could kind of tell she was going to take this one on her own, and she got it to fall. So nice job by Mary.
Which is a real strength of her game. It's nice to see Mary aggressively take that ball to the basket. And the missed shot now by the Cardinals goes out of bounds, and Royals with another opportunity. But the Royals return the favor. Another turnover. Royals only had 5 turnovers in the first half. Felt like more than that, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I mean, I think part of that, just that feeling of them struggling to get the ball over on offense and things like that, is the effectiveness of Newman's press.
Royals patiently working the half-court offense. Moving with good pressure, man-to-man D. Drive along the right side by Jenny Wanta. Rebounded by Gina Grunhofer.
Third time's the charm for Grunhofer there.
Yep.
Third layup attempt of the half as Tubbs misses and the ball's loose. Zerflu.
Macy Zerflu comes away with it. Yep.
Assumption up now by 3 points now, 24-27, 4:14 to go here in the third quarter. Wanta with a three.
You could just tell when it left her hand, couldn't you? Gives the Royals a 6-point lead now. That's Jenny Wanta's spot from the left side of the floor. And when she gets that much time to spot it up, Jenny's percentage from that spot on the floor, right behind the three-point arc, is pretty good.
And as you mentioned, as this second half started, with fouls playing a big role in that first half, and now you can kind of see the difference in the fluidity of Assumption's offense when Sigler and Grunhofer are both out there. It really makes a big difference. And I think we noticed when they had some foul trouble against Marathon that it was not much, kind of a stagnant offense, not a whole lot of movement. This time it's very fluid. It seems like everybody's moving well. They kind of know what's going to happen, where everybody's going to be. And now they've jumped out to a 6-point lead.
That's a great observation. And an even better effort on fluidity. I'm impressed that you threw that one in there.
I kept that in my back pocket the entire season, so I thought this is the last game we're doing. Better pull it out.
Yeah, right. 3:52 remaining in the third quarter. Live on CentralWisconsinSports.net. Thank you to Nakusa Port Edwards State Bank for their sponsorship of this live stream of girls Marawood South basketball action as the Assumption Royals are visiting the Newman Cardinals.
That's Zerflu?
No. Mary Sigler called for her third foul. It was off ball. I didn't see it. The official just said that Mary had held Abby Conley. Whitney Burkhauser working against that pressure defense by the Cardinals. Nice give and go by Jenny Wanta to Gina Grunhofer.
Good strong move to the hoop once again.
It was her second basket. Giving Gina 7 points for the game now. And the Royals an 8-point lead, 24-32.
Sigler with an incredible steal ahead to Zerflu. And she's fouled.
Yeah, Macy aggressively takes the ball to the basket. That'll be the third foul on Chloe Chapman.
You had to wonder if Sigler was going to have to back off a little bit defensively to not pick up that fourth foul, but she didn't back off on that play at all. Just perfect timing, kind of lunged forward and got the ball away, and then tipped it forward to Macy there.
And Macy not able to get the first free throw to go.
Missed opportunity for
a second
Assumption there.
Royals did a nice job shooting free throws in the first half. 6 of 8, 0 for 2 so far. There's a nice drive down the lane by Anna McCarty for her first basket of the second half.
Grunhofer can't answer. That last one was almost too easy for McCarty. She went right through the lane and nobody stepped up to stop her.
It probably had something to do with Mary Sigler not wanting to get her fourth foul.
Sure. Nice look inside there.
Lauren
That's
Lepre brings the Cardinals to within 4 now, 28-32.
Oh,
Jenny Wanta with a nice move down the left-hand side of the lane. And the Cardinal foul going to be on Abby Connolly. And is that going to be Abby's third foul of the game? Wow.
Brittany Burkhauser might want to try out for the Packers' backup quarterback position this upcoming season. The way she's been rocketing those passes down 3/4 of the court to Wanta.
Well, Brittany Burkhauser is going to play softball in college, so she's thrown the ball a few times.
Sure, yeah.
So she's an absolute four-year starter. Will be a four-year starter this year for the Royals at shortstop. So, well, I tell you, foul's going to be a big part of this game. 3 Cardinals now with 3 fouls. Chapman, Lepre, and Connolly now. And Jenny Wanta knocks down a pair of free throws, giving the Royals a 6-point lead now.
Lauren Fetch into the game now for Newman. Nice drive by Tubbs. Burkhauser comes up with the block. Ahead to Wanta. Sadie Zerflu inside, can't hit the layup.
Near offensive rebound by Jenny Wanta ends up in the hands of the Cardinals. Mary Sigler with 3 fouls, challenges that layup. And the Royals, rather than pulling it out, see an opportunity and a couple of nice passes and foul on Lauren Fetch there, and Jenny Wanta will head back to the line for 2 more throws.
Wanta's been streaking down the court this entire half so far, and it's paid off for the Royals.
Amazing what happens when you hustle, huh?
And Assumption's old nemesis, the free throw.
No, she had just knocked down her last 2, but missed that one. Two for 6 now. Free throw shooting in the second half for the Royals. 1:45 remaining in the third quarter. 6-point lead, 28-34. Assumption leads Newman Catholic. Cardinals work the offense now, looking for a good shot. Royals playing really solid defense so far in this possession. Long 3-point attempt by Chloe Chapman, rebounded by the Cardinals. Under a minute now in the third quarter.
Three-point attempt off for Fetch, and Grundhofer comes up with it. 36 seconds to go for Assumption.
Coach Burkhauser telling the Royals he wants 1 shot. Looking to extend their 6-point lead at the end of this third quarter. But instead the Royals turn the ball over. 20 seconds now remaining as Cardinals look to gain the momentum with the basket at the end of the third quarter.
Eight seconds to go. Fetch with a shot that's off. Tubbs inside with one of those momentum shifting shots inside at the end of the third quarter. Assumption leading 34-30 now. Royals
scored 11 points in that quarter to 7 for the Cardinals. Of course, the Cardinals had a 1-point lead, 24-23, as we started the third quarter. Now 34-30. And our broadcast here on CentralWisconsinSports.net. Thank you if you happen to be watching us live right now, or maybe the rebroadcast of Port Edward State Bank, who's been with us all season here on CentralWisconsinSports.net. Celebrating 100 years in business and a proud sponsor of Assumption Basketball on CentralWisconsinSports.net.
That turnover by Assumption on their last possession of the first half there ended up being a real momentum shifter there, because Newman was able, with the chance to go up by 8 points going into the fourth quarter, turn the ball over. Newman makes it on the other end, and now it's a 4-point game going into the fourth quarter.
Dunhofer with the ball down in the low post on the left-hand side, not able to get that shot to go. Rebound comes down to the Cardinals. They look to close that 4-point gap.
Hardy.
The 3-point basket, bringing the Cardinals within one. Oh, now they give McCarty a 2 on that.
Yeah, look, I was confused by that. It looked like it was a 2.
Looked like it was a 2 when she shot it.
Sigler, nice shot by Sigler. McCarty with the drive, able to score. She's had a really solid night offensively and defensively.
That's her 14th point of the game. Definitely leading scorer for the Cardinals. Brittany Burkhauser answers.
Both teams in a really solid offensive rhythm right now, and feeling confidence. You can sense it
against teams that play good team man-to-man defense.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Just happens in spurts. Ooh, near steal by the Royals. Recovered by Connolly. And Sadie Zerflu fouls Lauren Lepre. Actually, the first foul called on the Royals this half. Jenny Wanta checks in now for Brittany Burkhauser. I would imagine you'll see Brittany rest real long, get a drink of water, and probably play the remaining 5 minutes of this game.
Tubbs to inbound for Newman.
If that's what's left.
Lepre inside. 2-point gaining again, 36-38. Assumption leading, 5:19 to go here in the fourth quarter as Assumption attempts to break the press. Near steal by Newman. Macy Zerflu left open. That's about the third 15 or so footer that Assumption has made in a row here. Jump shots really falling for Assumption.
Yeah, one for Sigler, Burkhauser, and now Macy Zerflu. They 40-36 now. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the game.
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
Yeah. You know, it's hard for the Royals to win here. All the success that they have had. They were 23-1 and won a state championship last year. And that one loss came right here to the Newman Cardinals.
At about the same time of the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. It was near the end of the conference season. Jenny Wanta with her second foul of the game. Going to send McCarty to the free throw line. McCarty's really done a nice job aggressively taking the ball to the basket this game. It's been a big difference for him. It's how she's accumulated most of her 14 points. It's the first free throw she's missed. She was 4 for 4 in the first half.
Yeah, she's been solid tonight. In addition to driving to the basket, I think the last shot that she hit was about in the 15-foot range there too, so she does have some range.
Brittany Burkhauser back into the game for the Royals, giving Gina Grunhofer a little rest. 4:32 remaining. McCarty not able to hit that free throw. Rebound by the Royals. Nice offensive rebound by Jenny Wanta. Right place, right time. Crashed the boards well. And she's fouled. Go to the line for 2.
Like you said, it's amazing what happens when you hustle, and Jenny Wanta was hustling for that offensive rebound and got in among the trees there and drew the contact.
That's a little more like Jenny Wanta. Makes the first of those 2 free throws. She'd missed her last 2 after making the first 2 of the second half here. Give the Royals a 5-point lead now, 36-41. Looking to extend it to 6 with this second free throw.
Chapman with a beautiful move inside.
Ooh, a near turnover by the Royals there. Mary Sigler with her athleticism goes up and gets it, and Abby Connolly coming away with a foul. That puts the Royals in the bonus now. 17 foul against the Cardinals.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. Free throws are so important from this point on out. I mean, I'll just say the captain obvious statement here, but both teams are going to want to cash in on these opportunities at the free throw line. With 3:36 left to go here, 3-point lead for Assumption.
And a 71% free throw shooter in the conference, Mary Sigler, steps up and knocks down the first of the 1-and-1. 4-point lead now for the Royals. Mary knocks down the second. 5-point lead now, 42-38, 3:36 remaining. Good time for a timeout for Coach Burkhauser. Letting the Royals know what they can expect the remaining 3:36 of this game. They're in the lead by, 4 points, 5 points, 38-43. And my guess is his message to them is going to be that, we are ahead by 5 points. We don't need to rush. We can work the ball for good shots. Take care of the ball. We've got plenty of timeouts. We don't need to turn it over. Because, we've seen from the Cardinals, that's what they do. They pressure you, and you observe they score in bunches. When Newman gets baskets, they certainly come together.
Yeah, I think one encouraging sign for Assumption fans also would be that you didn't necessarily have that let up in the second half like they have been prone to have in the past. I mean, the end of the third quarter notwithstanding, when there was a turnover and then the lead that could have gone to 8 points ended up being a 4-point advantage. But I think that they've been aggressive throughout the entire game. You didn't get those long kind of dry spells that can sometimes crop up in the games that we've seen so far this season. So the other thing that they have to do now with 3 minutes and 36 seconds left is close it out, play good defense, be strong with the ball. They've got the bonus situation in their advantage as well. So
and this is interesting to me. It's not often you see the Royals come back into their just half-court man-to-man defense. You generally do that, when they're ahead by a lot. But that's what Coach Burkhauser, one of the adjustments that he made in that timeout. Want to make the Cardinals. He's seeing that the Cardinals have to work for each shot that they get. Royals doing a nice job in their half-court defense. Of course, it takes time, to get a good shot.
Fetch with the drive there. Boy, nice shot by Fetch. The freshman. And you're going to hear a lot about her in the coming years.
That's for sure. What an athlete.
Sigler takes a timeout there. She got trapped.
43-40, just under 3 minutes remaining. 2:58 here on CentralWisconsinSports.net.
And, of course,
Fetch.
we want to thank everybody for joining us this season. This is our last scheduled broadcast of the 2013-14 basketball season, and I think it's been pretty successful.
Yeah, I would have to congratulate you, Brian. I think that, we talked about on some of the broadcasts early in this season what an aggressive endeavor, but it certainly has been a success. Thank you to the schools.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I know that you want to thank the IT department here at Newman Catholic High School.
Yeah, they were awesome. Let us come out beforehand and get things tested out, and everything's been great. Not only here, but Merrill when we were doing the away game there, and Marathon also. So really want to thank everybody for their help in making this possible.
All right, Royals inbound the ball now after being trapped right before that timeout. Now they're in their half-court offense.
Newman stepping up the defensive pressure, as you might expect.
The Royals have been instructed to get a real good one here. They've been told they want to be real patient.
Two turnovers in a row there.
Chapman able to come up with a steal, and then subsequently the Cardinals turn it over. I think the Royals want to be careful not to be too patient here. They have a 3-point lead with 1:45 remaining in the game. Well, another near turnover forced by the Cardinals. Royals fortunately come away with it.
Newman being ultra aggressive on defense.
3 times now that the Royals have had the ball knocked out of their hands. They're in this situation, going to want to be real strong with the basketball.
Burkhauser with a drive to the lane and gets fouled, and that is Chloe Chapman. And Burkhauser will go to the line. 1:19 to go, 43-40. Assumption with a chance to extend the lead to 5 here if Burkhauser were to hit both free throws. Can't convert the first one.
And it's been since the 2008-2009 season that the Royals have been able to win here. It's been a very long time. Cardinals always play them tough at home. Burkhauser misses both of those free throws. Still a 3-point lead now for the Royals. 1:15 remaining. Coach Tom Weinkauf takes a full timeout for the Cardinals and get them set for the remainder of the game. Well, we knew this would be a good type basketball game, and as I mentioned, these teams have had classic battles in both places, but it's been 5 seasons since the Royals have been able to win here. We talked about it earlier in the broadcast. They were 28-1 last year, and the one loss, came right here because the Cardinals always get up for their arch rival and defend their home court very well.
Of course, Newman's success in the recent years is well documented as well. So, their coaching staff is outstanding, and fan support is unbelievable too. So, it's a hard place to win.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, of course, the Newman Cardinals regular visitors, to the state tournament. Now, these two teams are in the same sectional this year. So,
because a repeat of
because they are in the middle of the state. It seems like the Royals move around more, but both these teams, because they are in the middle, tend to move around sectionals. And last year they met at state for the first time. But this year, I believe they'll meet in the sectional semi if both teams were able to advance that far.
In the previous year, it was they met in the sectional, I believe, and Newman won.
Sectional semi.
Yeah.
Yep.
1:15 to go now. 43-40. Assumption with the lead. Newman looking for a good shot. Burkhauser there poked it away.
Yeah, the Royals making them, work hard in that. And there,
Sigler comes up with the steal.
Well, McCarty went to that, move to the left, which was so successful a number of times.
Burkhauser gets the timeout for Assumption. 43.1 seconds left.
Wow, that's really fortunate that Mary Sigler didn't get called for a travel there. She was on her feet, and went to the floor.
Yeah.
Didn't move from there. And Coach Weinkoff is...
I think it's probably stating that case.
The same thing. I don't think anybody here would have been surprised if Sigler had been called for a travel. Now, Coach Burkhauser was calling for the timeout, and all those things happened simultaneously. Now, this is a three-person crew. I was kind of surprised. Looked at both officials. Neither of them, looking at the bench for a timeout, which is something you could expect in this situation. Now, Coach Weinkoff choosing to use the majority of this timeout to reprimand the referees here.
Express his feelings.
Yeah. Of course, the officials did do a nice job. This is a three-person crew, and the one who was across the court and had the best angle to look at the benches was looking for the timeout there. Of course, assistant coach Dean Catter-Henry was about 4 feet onto the floor trying to call that timeout right behind Coach Burkhauser.
Sure.
So, all right, 43.1 remaining. Royals lead by 3. They inbound the ball now after that timeout. And the time had not expired on the timeout yet. So, making sure that they got the full time. Ball inbounded to Grunhofer.
If your assumption, you have to be strong with the ball.
Yeah, we saw that in the last possession. Oh, and Abby Connolly not wanting to foul Mary Sigler. It's going to be her 5th foul. And that's going to be it for the senior on her senior night. Very good basketball player over the last 4 years here for the Newman Cardinals.
Yeah, really good basketball player. Good ball handler, good quickness.
She hit a shot against Assumption in a double overtime game that really was a key in the second overtime, was a key shot in that basketball game. The Cardinals beating the Royals 2 seasons ago. Mary Sigler with a big free throw, extending the lead now to 4 points, 44-40, 33.4 seconds remaining.
Sigler good on both. Assumption up 5 now. 32 seconds left to go in this ball game, and a foul by Burkhauser.
Just the 3rd foul, so it's not, the Cardinals not going to shoot any free throws. No danger. They're 4 fouls away from being in the bonus with just under 30 seconds remaining.
29.8 seconds left. Tubbs with the ball now. Looks into. They're going to get Macy, I believe, there. Yep.
And Coach Burkhauser okay with the aggressiveness of the Royals, having those fouls to give. Not stopping the clock certainly, but they're not giving the Cardinals an opportunity to score with the clock being stopped.
Freshman Fetch now with the ball. Chapman up for 3 and good. 43-45 with 14.7 seconds left.
Of course, those of you who watch the stream here on CentralWisconsinSports.net of the Royals and the Marathon Red Raiders game may be experiencing a little deja vu, because that's
a little heartburn, maybe.
Yeah, exactly what happened. A little more time left on the clock now, 14.7 seconds. And that big 3-point basket by Chapman brings the Cardinals within 2, 45-43, 14.7. Of course, the Cardinals take a timeout, stop the clock, gives them an opportunity to set their defense. And we just had Laura Belke check into the game for the Cardinals, and I can assume, because this is the first we've seen her in the game, her number one role is going to be to foul.
I would assume that's correct.
Yeah, because the one person, if you are the Cardinals, that you don't want fouling would be Chloe Chapman, who just hit that big three-point basket. But she does have 4 fouls, and that would be the end for her.
And if your assumption, I think you want to do everything you can to get Mary Sigler's hands on the ball and get her on the free throw line.
And we've seen a number of times tonight this full-court pressure defense by the Cardinals that the Royals have had some trouble inbounding the ball.
Yeah,
so,
yep.
A lot of basketball left to be played in 14.7 seconds.
Absolutely.
So here we go.
Grundhofer gets it. Ahead to Sigler. And they are playing keep away now. And finally they foul Grundhofer. What execution by Assumption there.
And the Royals actually hang on to the ball so they're able to be fouled.
Yeah.
Wondering if Coach Berghauser wanted them. I mean, they were certainly open passes and pretty safe, but I was wondering if Coach Berghauser was hoping that the Royals would hang on to the ball, especially when, of course, Gina's a 75% free throw shooter. So. And she coolly steps up and knocks down the first one.
Still a 3-point game at 46-43. We've got 2.1 seconds left here.
Yeah, this is a big free throw.
Of course, Coach Berghauser taking nothing for granted.
Yeah, he's trying to get the Royals to understand this is not over with yet.
Grundhofer with a huge free throw make there.
But that helps a lot. She does. 4-point now.
And there's a heaving attempt by Tubbs, and Assumption wins this game. 47-43.
Oh.
Well, quite a finish.
Yeah, sure was. When you put the schedule together this year of games in the Marawood South that you wanted to have as your first season here, you picked a bunch of good ones because we certainly saw some exciting basketball games, and we knew that this one here, between these two rivals and teams that have a lot of respect for each other and know each other very well, that they would give us a good game here tonight. And nice game for Mary Sigler. Ended up being the leading scorer for the Royals with 14 points tonight.
Some crucial free throws by Sigler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was 4 for 4 in the fourth quarter from the free throw line. And, we talked about it before. This is the time of the year when you want to see your senior leader step up. And, you said it, free throws are going to be a big part in this basketball game. And, Gina Grundhofer steps up with 4 seconds left and, makes 2 big free throws to put it out of reach, essentially, for the Cardinals.
Yeah, huge win. I'm also really impressed with Newman. I think that they're going to cause a lot of teams problems once we start rolling into the tournament season here.
Yeah, and, there's a real likelihood that these two teams may see each other again, deep into the playoffs, sectional semifinal, which, they all have games to play before that, 3 games in the regional portion of the playoffs, and they both have to get through that, and we've seen that anything can happen in playoff time in girls basketball.
Absolutely.
High school basketball.
All right, well, we do want to thank everybody for joining us here on this live stream broadcast of Assumption girls basketball against Newman. Final score, once again, is 47-43. Assumption comes out on top. We really want to thank everybody, also Nakusa Port Edward State Bank, for sponsoring these broadcasts, and thank everybody for joining us this season, and we look forward to doing a lot more of this in the future.
Very good. Nice job to CentralWisconsinSports.net with the first endeavor and streaming a number of games here this season.
All right, we'll catch you next time. Everybody stay safe and have a great night.